So it's about that time. Fall is right around the corner, and so I figured it would be time to put out the annual top 10 fall designer fragrances for 2022. This is, I think, the fifth year of me doing this, something like that. I believe I did one in 2017 when I started out. And so, yeah, it's crazy to think how fast time is really flying. And hey, comment down below if you guys have been around since the very beginning of the channel. Who can remember those old cringeworthy videos? Sure, some of you can. That sucks. So yeah, we're gonna be going over 10 of my personal favorite designer fragrances for fall. I think these are very suitable for fall, and also I do believe that they're gonna be ones that you guys would also enjoy as well in this cooler season coming up, the kind of transition zone. And they're also ones that I'm just really looking forward to wearing. I mean, these have been on my radar for a good amount of time now. I've just been chomping at the bit to finally be able to wear them, and that's right around the corner. So I will link these down below to discounters so you can pick them up at the prices I reference in this video, which is going to be discounted prices below retail, most of them anyway, majority, which is always nice. And I will see you over on my community tab if you like saving money on fragrances. I post over there every day, multiple times a day. Get subscribed so you see those posts, bookmark that page because, like I'd mentioned, you don't want to miss out on some of the rare stuff that's showing up over there. We're going to start this one off with one honorable mention. We're going to breeze right through this. Carolina Herrera. This is going to be Iris Empire. So it has iris, of course. It's got chocolate and leather. The easiest way to put this one is it's kind of like your Valentino Uomo Intense Givenchy Gentleman EDP smell mixed with CH Men Privé. So another fragrance from the brand, although from the regular designer line, that is now discontinued. That's kind of that leather accord in here, kind of similar to that. And even there's almost a little bit of a slight booziness, almost similar to the whiskey note that you get in Privé. I think everything about this is absolutely stunning. The first time I smelled it, immediately I knew that this is something special. It is just so out of the park. I mean, this one really has it all going for it here. The chocolatey smooth sweetness with a nice creamy iris, a good dose of leather giving it a masculine support, and like I'd mentioned, even a touch of a booziness. Smells fantastic. This is really nice stuff. Honorable mention because of the price point. I didn't want to throw this in the niche list and have basically no one see it because hardly anyone watches the niche lists. So I wanted to put this up front and center. If you've got a little bit of extra money laying around and you want to invest in something that is fantastic, quality, performance, everything, get this while you can. There's only a handful left at the time of me shooting this, so jump on it. Number 10, Philipp Plein No Limits Super Fresh. So this one has white chocolate, it's got leather, and a good dose of the other notes that are in the original here. Simply put, this one is just a bit freshened up. However, it still isn't a fresh fragrance. So that's one thing that could be a bit misleading when you see super fresh in the name. It's not a freshie, it's not an aquatic, it's not a blue ambroxan fragrance, even though it has blue on it, right? All misconceptions that would make sense, but in this instance here, don't add up. This is still that No Limits DNA, but it's more wearable and more mass-pleasing overall. Works great in that transition zone. For me, I'll be reaching for the original in wintertime, and I'll grab this one in fall. At number 9, we have Emporio Armani Louis. This one has sandalwood, sage, and nutmeg, along with a bunch of other notes. There's a good amount going on in here. Interesting bottle. Atomizer's kind of integrated into the top. Smells very, very pleasant though, and it's just that, a pleasant men's fragrance. And it's really pretty simplistic, and that is even evident in the presentation. Emporio Armani down here at the bottom, and you probably can't even see any of this, and then Louis stamped in right there. It's a nice men's aromatic with a little hint of a sweetness. This has been out for a while, so it's nothing like brand new and modern and fresh off the press, right? But it does have, I don't know, kind of a slight throwback feel in the sense of they're not really doing it quite this way anymore. I think at the time this was probably, you know, a sweeter men's fragrance and it was kind of maybe pushing it a little bit. Now you see what Emporio Armani is putting out with stuff like Stronger With You only. Stronger With You only. Now, this one here does have vanilla. It has chestnut, lavender, and grapefruit. This is at number 8 right here. And now, why did I put this one in? Well, simply because Stronger With You Freeze has been discontinued. Now, you still can get that one, to be fair. Most discounters are still stocking it, and price is actually really good on that one. But in the general scheme of things, they're not making it anymore. This is kind of meant to be the replacement of Freeze, at least as of right now, what they have out there. Maybe they'll come out with another one that's going to be much fresher, but this is currently the freshest in the line aside from Freeze, which really, it's not all that fresh either. Stronger With You only isn't. However, it still does have a nice middle ground here. They're bringing back the chestnut note. You're getting hints of vanilla in this one. To me, it just kind of takes away some of that overbearing sweetness that you get really in all of them, but especially in like intensely and absolutely. I like that personally, but I like that for winter time. In the fall, where you're going to have kind of highs of the sometimes mid 60s, where sun's out, maybe you're getting a little bit warm, but then it gets lower in the evening and it gets chilly. This can just kind of weather that middle range better than all of the other ones can. Number 7, another one that I really enjoy, and it's a new release. This is Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir Parfum. So this one has iris. Awesome. There's also a good dose of musk in here, some vetiver. Basically, you imagine the Bleu Noir line mixed in with a little bit of a dusty iris and some other sweetness slightly. But it's weird because, and I've talked about this before, so I'll make this brief. We're used to seeing, you know, fresh iris fragrances, Prada L'Homme and the like, right? It's all over the place. That was a trend at one point, the fresh ones. We're used to seeing sweet iris fragrances, Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo Intense, Gentleman Eau de Parfum, Gentleman Reserve Privé, and so on. But we're not so much used to seeing the sweet compound of iris mixed with a fresh fragrance. That's something a little bit different, and it's pulled off in a great way here, making this even more versatile than all of the other sweet iris fragrances like I just mentioned. There for a while, Gentleman EDP was kind of the most wearable and mass pleasing just because it tones it back a little bit. This one might take the cake though. I can't think of anything better in the fall time. We're going to go with a cheapie up next, Pepe Jeans for him. This is going to be the original here. Now, this one has coffee beans, vanilla, lavender, and pineapple. Some of the notes in this. So this is, again, just the original. They have some really good fragrances in this line when they're in stock. This one also, I do believe, is going to be running low. I would hit that link down below and jump on it at the current price that it's at because they go out of stock and they kind of stay out of stock. Cocktail, for example, is a fantastic citrus scent. I featured that in my summer list in like May or June, and it just now came back in stock. Like it went out of stock not long after I posted my video, and just now at the end of August, early September, it finally came back into stock. Kind of shows you that these are just somewhat limited sometimes. But when you can get them and they're in stock, they're usually about $20, $25. 100 ml bottle, decent presentation, click on cap, and they smell fantastic. The quality really isn't too cheap smelling. The performance a lot of times is decent. If you want a nice little cheap coffee scent for the nice transitional fall season, I would check this one out. It's actually really good. Breaking into the top 5, this is where things really started to get challenging for me. We're going to kick it off with HARAMAIN's DETOUR Noir. Really couldn't help myself. This one deserved a placement in this video because the latent DNA is a great DNA for fall and winter, although for me, it's probably going to get the majority of use in fall. There's something about that apple cinnamon kind of smell that the latent DNA in this one represents that just gives me this fall feeling, this cozy, warm, fun, fall activities feeling, right? Now, winter time rolls around, I'm probably going to be going for Carlisle and Harrod and stuff like that from Parfums de Marly, and I'll be into even heavier stuff, but I do think the latent DNA really does a great job in the fall time in particular, especially in evenings. If you want a nice date scent, an evening out scent, that sort of thing, you could go for latent, or you could spend less than $30 and get as close to latent as you can possibly get for almost a next to nothing price. I mean, when you compare the two side by side price wise, this is like pennies. When you compare them side by side scent wise, it's incredibly close. Quality isn't going to be as good, but this is also better quality than some other $30 fragrances out there. impressive stuff. Number 4, we have a brand new release, and I don't feel bad throwing this one in here already. Armani Code Parfum. Oh man, is this good. It's that Armani Code DNA. Think of the EDP, but with an added iris note. And that's kind of what you're hitting on here. It smells great. Really nice. It's keeping that Armani Code DNA alive, the traditional DNA alive. It doesn't stray too far away like Absolute or Profumo or anything like that. It's sticking true to its roots here, but it's kind of modernizing it with the iris and that sort of thing. It smells fantastic. It's a parfum concentration. It behaves as such on my skin. Projection itself is a little bit lower, closer to the skin, but scent trail, it excels in that category, and it also has good longevity on me. If you like iris and fragrances and you kind of see the trend here, I really do, then you're going to enjoy this one. Look, here's the deal. You can wait and wait and wait for it to hit discounters, only to save, if you're lucky, 15 bucks. Maybe several months, if not into a couple of years down the road, save 20 bucks. Look at most of the Armani fragrances on discounters now and reference them to the retail prices. You're not saving a ton. It depends on what it is, but you're not going to be saving boatloads of money waiting for this one to hit. So if you have interest in it, my advice is, or my opinion anyway, sample it, and if you like it, just pick it up now. That's what I did, and I couldn't regret that at all. I feel like I have to include this in every fall list because every time fall comes around, I think of this fragrance and it's like, man, I should, put this out and include something else because I always feature it. I'm sure I featured this in my 2017 list. I'm almost positive I did. But still to this day, at number 3, a fragrance that just smells like the epitome of fall to me, and it's always kind of weird. I'll explain that. Ultra Male. This is a winter fragrance, and that's it for a lot of people. Look how pathetic this is, by the way. We're going to not do a close-up of that. I don't even know how to do a close-up of this bottle without it being somewhat weird. There's the level, okay? That's like nothing. This bottle is just down to the very, very end. Hardly any life left in this poor thing. But it's still going strong. It's weird because this has so much sweetness that, as I was saying, a lot of people just label it as a winter fragrance, and that's the only time they want to touch it. They really want that super cold, freezing weather to equalize it or do their best to equalize it. Me, there's something about that pear and cinnamon kind of sweetness that you get from this one and all the lavender that it just legitimately smells like the season of autumn to me and all of the fun fall activities that go along with that season. That's just me. I like it the most in the fall, and it'll always be one that I just gotta have. Number 2, Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir. Really nice, classy bottle and an ultimately very classy fragrance. It's got oud, saffron, and black pepper. Oh, it smells so, so good. If you are scared of oud, this is a great place to start. A great designer level entry into oud fragrances, okay? So start here, or at least this is one of the spots you could start. I really don't think you can go wrong with this. It kind of is similar to Tom Ford's Oud Wood, but even more designer level. I guess Tom Ford's a designer, but it's a private blend. It's more expensive. The quality is amazing, and it's going to have a little bit more of that premium feel. This one here is just a designer fragrance, a designer oud done in a very classy way, and it smells great. Love this stuff. I could smell it all day. So classy, so sophisticated, so refined, and for fall, it really works well. I mean, this stuff smells great. And number 1, a fragrance I am so happy to finally be able to wear. I'm getting so worked up and excited. I'm starting to get warmed up down here. Man, been waiting and waiting for this moment. ROCHAS Moustache Eau de Parfum. You guys know it already, I'm sure. Made it in my list last year. I think at number 1, actually. I'm not going to shuffle things around just so it's not similar to the one last year. It's not how I want to do things. I want to be authentic about this. And to me, this is one of the best fall fragrances that you can buy. And it's in stock now. This one was another situation where it was out of stock for a good amount of time, and everyone's wondering what's going on, and even I was starting to be like, okay, what's going on here? But it's back. You can get it for a great price now. I'll link it to the best price down below. It'll be that top link. Vanilla, benzoin, and pink pepper. If that sounds good to you, that's all that matters. If you like vanilla in fragrances, a nice kind of syrupy sweet vanilla, and you like a little bit of a dusty benzoin approach or kind of support to that, then that's all you need to care about, and then you just buy it. That's what you need to do, okay? This is so, so good. YSL Tuxedo on an insane budget, and to me, this is kind of the better fragrance overall. That's how much I love this stuff. Smells great. Presentation is nice, hefty, cool gunmetal gray cap, solid stuff, good performer. And my number one spot, one of the best fall fragrances you can buy on the market for the designer side. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. My top 10 fall designer fragrances for 2022. I'm pumped up, I'm ready for the change. I'm ready to get into my fall fragrances because I do really love cooler weather scents. They are kind of my favorites. As much as I hate to say goodbye to summer, I'm ready for fall activities. I'm ready for a break from the heat and all of the fun summer stuff that we've been doing that's been wearing me out incredibly. Boating and all that stuff, it's a lot of work. So I'm ready for a break, and hopefully you guys are ready for this upcoming season. Use the links down below, pick these up, get best prices on them, and hey, my community tab, posting deals there all the time. I'll see you over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.